everyone. My name is Naren Krishna, and I'm the founder of a HR tech startup called Stockroom.io and Equiv. We leverage the power of technology to help companies solve the problem of talent assessment and diversity and inclusion. When I was first invited for this TEDx talk, I was quite excited because BITS Pilani is my alma mater, and this very place has played a crucial role in my journey as an entrepreneur as well as in becoming a better human being. So my journey as an entrepreneur started right here in one of the college dorm rooms. For almost 4 years, my hostel room was more or less like my first office. And being very active in the startup ecosystem, there was one common question that I always used to keep getting. Hey Naren, can you help me connect with a good software developer who is good at XYZ skill? And that's what made me realize companies are really desperate to hire good talent. And this is not just for startups. This was true for mid-size as well as established companies. So with a mission to solve this problem, I had started Stockroom.io in the year 2015 when I was in the final year of college. And I was fortunate enough to raise a seed funding even before I have graduated from the college. For the first 2 years, we were fortunate enough to work with some of the best internet companies in India. And that's when something very interesting happened. One of our top clients have come to us with a very unique proposition. They have asked me, Naren, can you do an exclusive women recruitment drive? And I was very surprised. But since I thought it was very unique and challenging and something which not a lot of people are doing, so we have done a pilot which was quite successful. And seeing that, what happened was a lot of our other clients have asked me, can you do something similar for our organization as well? And this quickly got me thinking, why are companies keen to hire more women? Why do companies care about diversity? Is it because of a moral imperative or a social obligation? Or is there a deeper meaning to this? And to answer these questions, for the next few months, I've dug deeper into the topic, gone through various research reports, have gone through various blogs. And the kind of facts and data points that I've come across has motivated me to start a new business vertical altogether in the company. For decades, companies have seen diversity as a social imperative. In the year 2015, McKinsey has released a report called Diversity Matters, which stated there's a direct correlation between diversity and the business performance of a company. It also stated that companies with a diverse workforce are 50% more likely to perform better in terms of revenue. What happened after this was a series of similar organizations publishing similar reports. And a lot of HR and business leaders across the world have started realizing the importance of diversity and started to act upon it. As a country which takes pride in unity in diversity, I think it's very important for all of us to understand how diversity and inclusion can be a key enabler for India's growth story. I think diversity and inclusion is definitely one of the underexploited, underappreciated tool for magnifying innovation effects. Let me tell you why I feel so by talking a little bit about India's workforce landscape. India is undoubtedly one of the most populated countries in the world, with almost a population of 1.3 billion people. It's not only estimated to be the most populated country by 2025, it's also estimated to be the country with the maximum youth population, which is a great news for any upcoming economy. But well, I also have a bad news. The bad news is that, as on date, there's a big chunk of India's population who is not adding any economic value to the nation because they are not a part of the workforce. And we can broadly divide them into 3 categories. The first one would be gender. The labor workforce participation for women is just 28.5% compared to 82% for men, which is a huge difference. And as on date, we just have 11.7 million women who are a part of the workforce, given that the total population of women is 650 million in the country. And the second bracket being persons with disabilities. Census reports that there are around 13.4 million persons with disabilities who are under the employable age group. But out of this 13.4 million, We just have 3.3 million who are adding any economic value to the nation by being a part of the workforce. We are leaving out on a huge chunk of 9.9 million people because of various issues. Can be because of accessibility or can be lack of education. And the third important category is homosexuals or transgenders. I think overall, again, census reports that there are around 4.9 lakh homosexuals or people who have identified themselves as transgenders in the community. But I think the number is much higher. And out of this 4.9 lakh people, 92% of them are unable to participate in any economic activity because of two particular reasons. One is lack of education, and second is the social unacceptance or the social stigma we have. The reason why I'm telling you all these stats is because the price that India is paying for the social exclusion is huge and it's hefty. This is something which we all need to worry about and really act upon it. And so I think it's very difficult for us to understand a problem at a very big scale, and diversity is one such problem. World Bank states that just a 10% increase in the women workforce population can result in a $700 billion additional GDP to the economy. And similarly for persons with disabilities, any country that excludes persons with disabilities from adding value to the economic activity results in a loss of 5 to 7% GDP. And the third category, India is losing $32 billion in GDP because of homophobia. These stats clearly reflect the immediate need to solve the problem of diversity and inclusion in workforce. It's such a complex problem that even a 1% progress can lead to big wins for the economy. As a nation, it's high time that we all ask a question. Do we want a lifetime dependency for these people to enter the workforce? Or do we need to have an impact of $800 billion to the GDP? I think the answer is very clear. As an entrepreneur, I couldn't help but clearly see an opportunity to solve a meaningful problem like diversity and inclusion and be a part of India's growth story. With this vision, in 2017, we have launched something called as Women Changemakers, with an idea to help women come back into the workforce, help them connect with really good employers who are based out of India. And today, in the last 2 years, we had 50,000 plus women who have participated in our career fairs, making us undoubtedly one of the fastest growing women communities in India. And we have taken this a step further by also helping companies hire more persons with disabilities and also hire more people from the homosexual or the transgender community. I think there are two things we individuals can do to contribute to this cause or probably to help to solve this problem. Diversity is a complex problem that certainly needs a certain mindset shift among all of us. It's important for us to create more inclusive society, more inclusive workspaces. It's our responsibility to ensure that we create an environment where people are really proud of who they are. And we also need to accept a fundamental fact that every one of us is unique, and their values, beliefs, thought process needs to be heard and respected. Innovation isn't born from looking at a problem from different angles. Today, innovation is born from looking at the same problem from different lenses of perspective. We all have a unique set of lenses. We have grown them through our life experiences, from the place we are born to the race we are part of, gender, disability, age. It's through these lenses that we perceive and interact with the world around us. Diversity is not just about hiring more women or persons with disabilities and homosexuals. It's about creating an environment which truly celebrates the openness and unique identities of everyone. Inclusion is not tolerance. Inclusion is unquestioned acceptance. And the second thing that we all need to do is celebrate the power of role models. I think role models are incredibly powerful way to inspire anyone. Typically, people tend to get inspired when they see someone like them doing something great in life. In fact, when I was starting up as an entrepreneur, I had a lot of role models. In fact, today also I have a lot of role models who constantly keep me inspired to do much better in life. And what we are seeing today is a demonstration of true power of diversity and inclusion. All the speakers here have come from a very different background. They have shared a fresh perspective about life. They have shared their unique story from which we all are truly inspired. So a lot of times people ask me, Naren, how do you think you can solve such a complex problem like diversity and inclusion, which involves changing the mindset of people? I share a very small incident which happened with me a couple of months back. After one of our career fair, there was a 40-year-old woman who has approached me and said, Naren, it's very surprising for me to see a 25-year-old young man think about what problems women on a maternity break are facing. And it's these small moments that constantly keep me inspired to solve this problem. I would like to conclude by saying it's high time that we all talk about what women need to do than what we all need to do together. I think this is a problem which can be solved only when we come together, and that's when we can actually create a real impact. Thank you.